Hello viewers, here is a Vornado 783 VN. This is an early 2010s model. It's a 3-speed model. It is in the shorter configuration. I have another pole for it to stand somewhere, and that would give it another about 12 or 15 inches of height. I've had this for a while, and the first couple of years I had it, I got quite a bit of use out of this. I used to use it in the bedroom, and it worked very well. I would consider this to be one of the last really good traditional models that Vornado made. Once you get kind of past the early to mid 2010s, they started to have this fascination with all these DC motors and stuff like that, and they were cheapening out even the AC motor models. And there's tons of reports of the newer Vornado fans locking up after a couple of seasons of use. The only thing that Vornado seems to have maintained up until currently is their very good warranty service. From what I've heard, they still very easily and hassle-free honor their warranties, which is great because that means they still stand by the product despite the fact that they're starting to take some shortcuts. So this one, I believe they still make the 783. I don't think it's got the same motor. This still has the pretty large, kind of industrial looking motor. There's a peep at the windings. They're pretty thick. It is a PSC motor. It's quite efficient too. It only calls for 0.6 amps. I don't know if we can see what the value is on the capacitor. Maybe. Let's see. Can we view the capacitor's value? Let's see here. It's too dusty. Oh well. Anyways, the information's tag is on the bottom. Hold on a minute. The information's tag is down here. That's the upside down. There it is. May 10, so I guess that would be May 2010, which makes sense. That is right around when this was purchased. Type 783.6 amps, 60 hertz. And it doesn't explicitly state made in China on there, but I think these were being made in China at this point. I don't think they were made in USA much after the 2000s. I'm not even sure they were still made completely in the USA in the 2000s either. There's the back of the motor, tilt adjustment thing in there. Here's the switch. Very easy to turn, clearly labeled. It's a good machine. The card comes off pretty easily with those 3 clips. Easy to clean it. Alright, let's get the cord off of here and we'll power this thing on. Plug this to the kilowatt meter. We're testing at 120.8 volts, so a little bit lower than usual today. Over to the amps. Trying to get this out of the windstream. And here we go. Start it up on the low. It's always made kind of like a dry bearing sound when it starts up. the wind noise takes over and I can't hear it over the wind noise. I'm not sure if it's still making that sound or not. I've never fully serviced this. I should probably take the motor apart and give it a good servicing. So right now it's pulling 0.44 amps, 48 watts, and a power factor of 0.88. And it's moderate noise level. You can certainly hear it, but it's not really obtrusive. You could easily talk over this and talk on a phone or whatever. It's moving a good amount of air. It's pretty well balanced. I don't really feel it vibrating much at all. Alright, let's go up to the medium. And now it's really quite noisy. It's moving a decent amount of air, but I think for the amount of air it's moving, it's pretty loud. I've never been totally sold on these Vornado fans as far as air circulation goes. Maybe if they were used in a small enough room, then they would circulate the air pretty well. But I tend to find that these work really well as like spot cooling fans and not much more than that. Because in order for it to really move the air around a room noticeably, you'd have to run it at least on medium if not high. And for this amount of noise, you could get a 16-inch or 20-inch fan and run it on low and hear half of the amount of noise and get more air movement. I think these fans are just too small to really do what they claim they can do. It's not to say that they're not good quality. I think these older models were excellent quality. But the performance claims, I think, are quite exaggerated. And of course, exaggerating is lying. So up to 0.47 amps, 49 watts with a power factor of 0.85. Now it's moving good air, but it's not outrageous. And as far as the noise is concerned, I will give it that it's kind of a pleasant sound. It's just primarily the air moving. It's no obnoxious motor noise or rattling or vibrating or anything like that. Okay, now we'll go to the high. And this is just ridiculously loud at this speed. That's 0.57 amps, so it's right around where it claims it should be. 67 watts with a power factor of 0.97. And the reality is, I don't really feel the air moving in here all that much at all. You get a nice breeze standing in front of it, but there's other fans I've tested that you can really feel the air whipping around in here, and I'm just not feeling it with this. It's a really strong breeze coming out, but it's a small stream, narrow stream, and so consequently the CFM is pretty low. And when you want to move the air around, you got to have a high CFM volume, more so than just a high wind speed. Spin down is kind of short. It seems to be short on all of these Vornado fans, even when they're very recently serviced. I don't know why that is. Well, anyways, that's it for this one. The Vornado 783 Fian.